Tinubu gets final warning from this Yoruba group. So guys, there is no hiding place for Tinubu. I mean, there is no hiding place for Tinubu. This group has come out to say they are the ones that are going to lead this protest. Take a look.
To intimidate, to humiliate, to demonize, to disfranchise the Igbo community from exercising their civic responsibility. So we are saying that it should not be business as usual. We are saying that every Nigerians have the right to exercise their fundamental right in terms of protesting all unjust government policies and programs. Because there is a court ruling in Nigeria that has not been vacated, that every Nigerians has the right to protest. Yes, we march hand in hand with the mass of our people in the street. We cannot allow ourselves to be intimidated or to be taken in by the deceitful something pronouncement by the IG.
So guys, all this is coming out after the Igbos were being threatened in Lagos. I mean, the Igbos and their businesses are being threatened that if any protest should happen in Lagos, the Igbos should be held responsible. This is similar to what happened during the presidential election we just had. So these people have entered the market where they know the Igbos are dominant to start threatening businesses, telling the Igbos they'll be crushed should they protest against the Tinubu's government. Guess what? This group has come out to make their case on behalf of the Igbos, and they are giving Tinubu final warning, even telling him that they will be the one to lead the protest. They should leave the Igbos out of this. They, the Yorubas, are the ones that are going to spearhead this protest. Take a look.
My name is Wale Balogun. I'm the national coordinator of Yoruba Revolutionary Movement. It's a group fighting for the self-determination and social emancipation of the Yoruba. It was an organization founded on November 21st, 1999. We have been on board for some time. We continue to agitate for the social, economic, and political well-being of mass of our people.
Sorry, sir. Yeah, let's go.
First and foremost, we call this press conference to disabuse minds, because you see there is a campaign of calumny that painted the Igbo community in Lagos as embarking on a drive to disrupt the peace and harmony in Lagos. That they were destructive, they were planning to do this and that in Lagos. We are saying it's a lie. Just like the NSAS, something that they label them as being vandals. We are saying that Yorubas, we are ready for this protest because we are suffering. And we are saying that Yorubas will be part of this struggle. They were coming out en mass to ventilate their anger because of the suffering and hardship that is ongoing in Nigeria. So this press conference is majorly to address the fact that the national protest from August 1st to 10 is a collective thing. It cuts across religious, ethnic lines and political persuasions. That people were just tired. People were just saying enough is enough. People were saying that this is not a part with the government. You know, there's a social contrast between the mass of the people and any government that they elected into power. We were saying that, okay, represent us, so that at least you will be able to provide and improve our social well-being and ensure our security of life and property. All these things were lacking in Nigeria. And people were getting tired. It is getting worse and worse. The leaders live in affluence. Most of the people can barely sustain their family on 300 naira per day. Whereas the dogs, the pets of these leaders, they spent average of 50,000 naira on their pets on a daily basis. And that's why we equally thrown at the recent wage increase that the supporters of President Tinubu were shouting all around. What Nigerian workers did and they demanded for is not an increase in wages. What they want is a living wage, a wage that can take them home Even the 70,000 naira increment cannot bag a bag of 50 kg of rice. And they were daily increasing, stealing from our Commonwealth. Nigeria were making more and more money on every day. The people are getting more and more impoverished on daily basis. That is, the rich are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer. As a Yoruba person, there's an adage in our land that that if you are not hungry, that you cannot say you are poverty stricken. That somebody that can hate, that can feed himself, is okay, according to the by the Yoruba. But if the family cannot feed, and you know they were now using a cosmetic approach that they call palliative. What is palliative? It is just to deceive people that government feel concerned about your plight and that we're doing something. Whereas the palliative is not meant to resolve the question of hunger, the question of starvation, the question of hardship, the question of insecurity of life and property in the land. So they were just deceiving the people. So in essence, we are saying that for this protest, and that's why we came out categorically, that it is not an Igbo thing, it is not an Hausa thing, it is not a Kanuri thing. It's a collective something to fight organization injustice, and that's why we are around. You see, possibly or otherwise, you see that the government gathered their normal allies in the self-determination groups and the so-called pro-democracy and human rights community. They have a meeting yesterday, and that meeting that they have yesterday, you know, part of their resolution, they have been giving money to organize themselves to occupy Freedom Park at Ojota on August 1st, whereas the new protesters will be chased around the streets in other locations. That is hypocrisy, and that is part of the madness. URM took it upon itself to speak out. They are desecrating our custom and tradition. How can you unleash the Igbo court on people? For what? The Oro court on people. The same government. Our governor is a Christian though, of MFM, Mountain of Fire Ministry. Yet he allowed the Oro court to impose a curfew, quote unquote curfew, on Lagosians. They tried that in 2023 towards the governorship election. That is to frighten, to intimidate, to humiliate, to demonize, to defranchise the Igbo community from exercising their civic responsibility. So we are saying that it should not be business as usual. We are saying that every Nigerian have the right to exercise their fundamental right in terms of protesting all unjust government policies and programs. Because there is a court ruling in Nigeria that has not been vacated, that every Nigerian has the right to protest.
So you're trying to say your organization and Nigeria will come out from the post?
Yes, we march hand in hand with the mass of our people in the street. We cannot allow ourselves to be intimidated or to be taken in by the deceitful something pronouncement by the IG. Even the IG that is own something, tenure has been increased by 2 years. It's unjust. So how do we expect us as a lawful and abiding citizen to condone illegality? It is not done anywhere, and you want us to come and write our name and you can't clamp down on us or throw us into jail. You know what they are doing now? The boys that all the Igbos that they were using during election, they were going to their different bases to arrest them and put them in police cells or compromise them with money. That is how frightened they were. The Christian Bible said, if you do what is right, you won't be afraid. It's only the guilty are afraid. They were afraid of their shadows. I think that is the problem of this government.
Sir, with the present economic hardship in the country, what should the government be doing to salvage the situation?
Economic hardship in the country. If you don't understand the problem, you can't find a solution. I think it's inept. They are not capable of resolving the problem. You can't resolve a problem that you don't understand it. You don't understand it. And it's a government that lacks the blueprint for either economic recovery, stability, and progress. Because you see, they are coming out with certain data. They are talking of economic growth, whereas they're not talking of economic development. And that is why, as they were getting more and more money that they can share among themselves, the standard of living of the people is getting worse on daily basis. How can you advise a government that is deaf, dumb, and pretend not to see what we are saying? I think the best for Nigeria is to come to the realization that regime change defies solutions. That what we should do is system change. We have to dismantle this structure and find Nigeria anew. Revolution is the only way to save the poor in Nigeria. Forget the ethnic coloration or whatever. That yes, Tinubu is my brother, my kid and kin. But it does not resolve the problem that what benefit is the Tinubu government to an average Yoruba person? That's the question we are raising.
Quick one. The security forces have unleashed terror on many of the protesters, or some of the protesters who have been arrested in recent times. Some have actually been released, as we said. What message do you have for the security forces as they also come out and they continue with their clampdown on protesters?
We are appealing to them. We are your brothers. We are your sisters. We are your family. You are the police, the security operators in Nigeria. We are their brothers. We are their sisters. They are our sisters. We are families. We are friends. They should not be used because it was the taxpayers, the poor majority that were clamping down. They are the ones that ensure that they are paying their salary. They should not be misused against us. It is for them to protect our life and property so that we will be useful to the Nigerian state. They should remember that they are feeling what we are feeling. We go to the same market. They were hungry. Their children too cannot afford fee. They don't know that the generation of public education is how everybody were running to public schools, to private schools. Imagine a government. Those are the things. We are appealing to our security forces to have a deep reflection that a government that doled out 5 billion as student loan gave out 92 billion to those who go to Hajj. Of what economic benefit would that be to the Nigerian economy? I think that is what all I...
Fellow Nigerians, this is where Nigeria has landed since Tinubu came into office, even before the election that brought him into office as declared by INEC. The Igbos have been living as if they are slaves in this country, especially in the southwest. To be specific, in Lagos State. The Igbo businesses, which are dominant, we have most of the businesses in Lagos being owned by the Igbos, and that has led to them using it as a strategy to threaten the Igbos every time. During the last election, we were told that the Igbos were threatened not to vote. If you can't vote for Tinubu, don't even come out. And after the election, they started destroying Igbo people's businesses. Guess what? After Sanwo-Olu won his second term in office, what did we see? Demolition, targeting the Igbo community. And now this protest that is being advertised, being spoken by people from all tribes in Nigeria, they are now pointing accusing fingers to the Igbos, that the Igbos are the ones spearheading this protest. Nigerians, this is the reality of an Igbo man in Nigeria, and when they say they want to go, they will be told they can't go. Everybody has rights to agitate for secession. It's only in Nigeria that when you say you want to go and be on your own, you are seen as a terrorist. You are seen as a bandit, while the main terrorists and the main bandits have outpowered our military men. So guys, this is where we are today. And Rufai Oseni tweeted a tweet tagging the Nigerian police if they are not aware of what is happening in the markets, when many people were seen scrambling because these talks entered the market and were threatening Igbo businessmen, telling them that their goods and services will be brought to zero should they protest against Tinubu, as if this protest is meant to be held only in Lagos. This protest is equally taking place in the southeast. and it's going to be spearheaded by the Igbos in the southeast. Why do you have to point accusing fingers to the Igbos in Lagos? Because you feel their businesses, are in Lagos and you can take advantage of that. Don't forget that the Igbos pay taxes. If you want the Igbos to go, one thing are they asking for? Give them a seaport. The Igbos will vacate Lagos. Give the Igbos a seaport. The Igbos will vacate Lagos. Give them a seaport. The Igbos will vacate Lagos. So guys, that is where we are. That's the kind of country we call our own today. Just give the Igbos a seaport and an airport. A seaport and an airport. Give them a seaport and a real working airport. You will see that the Igbos will go. Because enough of these insults. If anything happens, they call the Igbos. If anything happens, they call the Igbos. Nigerians, how long are we going to dwell in this kind of situation? Since Peter Obi vied for the position of the president and even won, even in Lagos, he beat Tinubu hands down and won that presidency. INEC did what they did. Since that time, these people have not allowed the Igbos to drink water and peacefully drop their cup. They always come against the Igbos because many Igbo businesses are situated in Lagos. So they don't even see the Igbos as contributors to the progress of Lagos. Rather, they see the Igbos as enemies. That is what is happening in Nigeria. And we come out to say Nigeria is one. It is difficult now to believe that. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.